Welcome to the South Garden. Here we have our squash patch. They're starting to die off, as you can see with this one right here. It looks like this pumpkin that we grew is coming off. I don't remember what it's called. We got these names somehow mixed up. So we'll see. We'll figure that out. Here's one we just took off the vine. Already dry stem. And it's a nice little sugar pumpkin. Next up we have our sunshine kombucha and our green kombucha, and you can see they're just kind of going wild. And then this we believe to be a cross between the two kombuchas because it's expressing both styles, but it has that kind of flatter, shape to it. But you can see it's going really well. That's just one part of it, and there's a lot more. Our poor patty pan always gets the raw end of the deal, but there's a little one growing, got a couple more, and trying to get it water. These holes got plugged, so it's not getting much. Here's our ultraviolet sweet corn. It's a little past. Honestly, it's probably got more color because it's a little farther past when it's supposed to be sweet. It's a little starchy, but it looks so good. Here's just another shot of the patch. You can see a couple of them growing there, one growing over there. Kind of the far one there. It's kind of fun to look through these leaves and see what's around. There's the amaranth, just for record. It continues to kind of sprout out little things here based on how I grew. And so got the gold and the burgundy going well. Golden giant continues to put out seeds, as you can see. So it's easily coming off, looking really good. This one's the vivacious hybrid. It's supposed to be the most carotene of any tomato. They're looking pretty good on the vine. They had a little disease in the beginning. Could have been my bed issues. That one didn't make it at all. I suppose it to be a bed thing. They may be a little weaker to disease than the others, but they're looking really good. And they're maturing a little later than my early girl. So hoping to get that one. Next up is the classic early girl. This is standard tomato my dad grew. And this is pretty much ripe. So that'll be our probably second ripe tomato from the early girl. And they're looking really good. I did have one issue up at the top here. So I got a bird feeder. Oh, there go birds. And that gets the birds around so they eat the hornworms. However, on this tomato, I found one worm eating on it. So the worm was probably too big and they weren't able to get it. Another issue is we find things are starting to pull them off and eat them, so we'll need to harvest daily. Next up, beside this flower here, is our Valencia. And it's growing really well. I've thinned it a lot. And if you look in here, we got our Valencia looking really good. It's a really full plant, always a high producer. And these are starting to get a little big. Look at this. This is starting to it looks kind of like a beefsteak. It's not quite the size of it, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of strange. This next one cost me 5 times as much, and I can tell you it's growing 5 times as much. If you look in here, you can see how much orange there is. This is an orange tomato. These are ripe, and they're amazing looking. Look at these things. And there are so many of them. Santa Orange, highly recommend. Next up is the clementine. You can see it's putting out good amounts of fruit, not as much as the other one. It's a little bit bigger, so they mature a little slower, but you can see kind of here the shape. That's almost the color of it. These are starting to ripen here. Apparently it's beloved by a couple other things too. I'm still seeing some things take it, but I have plenty around. Palladino's up next. This is my staple, so it's interesting that it's coming behind the other two. We got one off it, and we have another one coloring up there. It's a red cherry, and yeah, good comparison. Next up is the Isis candy. This doesn't have any coloring to it yet. I'm really hoping for some, but we have a nice color here on the green, and they're looking like the right size. Next is the monstrous cabbages. Red Acre, Copenhagen Market, just good choices all around. And you can see here we've actually got one ready to harvest. We've already harvested one. It's totally tight, can't squeeze at all. and it's probably about a 3-pounder right there. Next up, we have our corns. So, well, we got these are kind of the short day, 75 day. One's black and one is orange, atomic orange. So I don't know which one's which, but that one's a lot bigger, if you can see it, than that one. And then in between we have our a bunch of dry beans, 5 different types. I don't know which is which, but the back one's Tiger Eye. I'm really excited about that one doing well. You can see it's yellow, so I'm fertilizing these until they turn green with veg, tomato and veg, Neptune's Harvest. Some mini cabbages growing in this bed. We've got some strange monstrosity of a cauliflower after we picked the last cauliflower. Over here we have some cabbages that are, ready to go. So these are mini cabbages. You can get mini cabbages after your cabbage. That weird thing went to seed, so we're ignoring him. And then smaller mini cabbages, since that was later harvest. Here we have the recovery of the chard. That's looking really good. We have our basil doing really well in full sun. Excited about that. I tucked them different places and all of them lived. And then we have kind of what's turning out to be a bulb onion. And by the bulb onion, I'm a little concerned. You can see it looks like a gopher hole. It could be a squirrel digging in here. But you can see I can go quite a ways down into it. And I'm seeing other possible evidence. So there's this divot here, which is a little strange. It's looking gopher-esque. And I saw a couple others. So we'll see. I hope that isn't a gopher. But Kentucky Wonders, looking a little yellow, but doing good overall. Big leaves, healthy growth. And then this, we'll see if it vines. If it does, then I successfully crossbred a bush and pole bean. And then on this side is the Egyptian walking onions. You can take those and put them into the ground and use them. All right, that's it. Thanks for watching.